Every college student knows that there's only one main reason for being in college: to graduate, earn a degree in that career field, and to make a difference, or just to make more money. However, I did learn that each student is different. They have a unique journey, and they're trying to find a way to earn that degree. And I think I finally understood that during the study group that I had yesterday with some of my classmates in English. I never expected that a simple study group would have turned into a real bonding session with these 6 strangers. I learned that we are all connected, but our testimonies, that's the one thing that only separates us. And to think about it, I can't believe that it started because I was late.
If you say what you want to say, let the words fall out. Honestly, I want to see you be brave. What you want to say, let the words fall out. Honestly.
Does anyone know the answer to question 10?
I'm sorry that I'm late, you guys. It's just a lot going on right now.
Sorry's not gonna cut it. This is like your 4th time being late.
Yeah, we all managed to be here.
Obviously, you're here now.
Wait a minute. I'm actually going to tell me that I don't care. I just got a lot going on right now. Just a lot of personal issues going on in my life.
You need to calm down. I want to talk about your recent email.
And you know we have a big test on Friday, and you're always like 15 minutes late.
What? Y'all really waited 15 minutes for me?
Yeah.
Yes!
We're sick of waiting on you every single time. I mean, if you care, just show up. I mean, yeah.
Okay, stop saying that. Stop judging me, because y'all not in a place to judge me right now.
Then please prove us wrong, because I want to hear this.
Give us a reason not to keep your own.
To be honest, I don't have to give you guys anything, because I don't owe any guys nothing. I'm doing this all for my students.
What students?
My students, Josh. Because, you know, when I become a teacher, when I get my degree, it's going to help me make a difference. But, you know, making it to this point was kind of hard anyway, because, you know, I had super low SAT scores, ACT scores, and I barely got into my mark. But, by the grace of God, I got into this school. But, you know, I made it to the dean's list my first semester. But after that, you know, it's been hard. Because after every class I took after my first semester, it got harder, got tougher. I had to drop 4 classes. I failed 2 classes. And then on top of that, I'm $30,000 deep in student loans. So, like, I'm doing it for my future students because I want them to know, to learn from my experience. Because, you know, they're going to make it through. I think my experience is going to help them. I know it's going to help them. So, y'all can't judge me. Y'all know what I'm going through. So, whatever.
So you do care. Why are you always late?
Well, I do have a scholarship that I'm right before this, so that's why I wait this time.
So, why you just not telling us before you could just tell us the again?
Well, because, you know, y'all all started jumping to a conclusion, and, you know, it kind of pissed me off. So, you guys owe me an apology.
I'm not apologizing.
Nope, not at all.
I'm sorry.
I'm not really sorry.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, maybe just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Not really.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you know what? Now that I shared my story, I want to hear all you guys' story. You know, why don't we start with Josh? Because, you know, he'd cut me off earlier.
I don't have time for this. We need to study right now. You don't need to hear my story. It's a waste of time. Come on.
You know, it's only fair.
When I first went to school, I wasn't a great student. I didn't really pay attention to class. I didn't often show up to class, and I found other things to do besides go to class, you know. And so one day I decided I had enough of class and enough of spending money, wasting money, I decided to go work construction where I made some money, and it was some decent money for my time. And I enjoyed having some money in my pocket. But it all changed when I got in a fatal accident, or a near fatal accident, obviously.
You got that.
Yes. Okay, so
I said, you're here.
I was lost, but now I was reborn.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Yes. Anyways, so the accident was very dramatic. See, I'd been working a long shift, and I was on my way home from work in Mont Bellevue to Nederland. And so I was stopped at a stoplight, you know, opposed to a go light, I guess. I don't know.
Really kind of felt
Terrible.
terrible.
Yeah, so apparently he felt like it was a go light. The truck behind me, he ran into me going about 70 miles an hour. And then I woke up in a helicopter. And the helicopter had two paramedics, and I was trying to talk to one of them at the same time as reaching for their phone, because I felt the immediate need to call my mother and let her know I was okay, even though she had no indication that, you know, something had happened to me, really. But anyways, I felt this warmth spread throughout my body, and then I'm out. And I wake up in the hospital with people all around me, and they decide, hey, we're going to go scan your brain. And they brought me to a room, and there was one person in the room, and he decided that he was going to mobilize my head so he could scan my brain. And he walks out of the room, my head's immobile, and my nose is broke from the earlier wreck. And I feel that stomach, that queasy feeling in your stomach when you got to throw up, and sure enough, I throw up. I can't move my head or my arms or my upper body at all. And so I'm squirming because I'm choking on my vomit. And the guy walks into the glass panel room where he works the controls of the machine to scan my brain. And he asked me to remain still while I'm sitting here choking on my vomit, kind of squirming around. And then I fade out, I guess, and pass out, and choke, or whatever. And then I wake up later on, and I don't really remember what happened in that little space. And yeah, so during that time that I was choking out, I didn't have that dramatic pictures of my whole life story or whatever. I just felt a sense of failure because I accomplished nothing at all. And so yeah, now here I'm here to accomplish something. I feel more accomplished, and I can do all things. That's my story. That's why I'm here now, and I feel much better about myself.
So sorry that happened to you. I'm glad you guys said your cheeks.
That's crazy. Kind of, I guess, twist of fate, you know. I mean, talking about paramedics, we had an accident. I actually kind of ended up doing that kind of work, but, you know, I mean, to get to that, I, you know, started out when I graduated high school. I didn't want to go to college. I just kind of wanted to. I thought it was an easier way, you know, so I went and joined the Navy. That was, I thought wrong, but 4 years in, I didn't want to be there anymore. You know, it's not for everybody. And I got out. My girlfriend moved with me back from Virginia. I got into oil field work, got married, had a kid. Finally got my commercial driver's license, started driving trucks, concrete trucks, did that for a few years. And my now ex-wife decided I should go back to school. So I did. And I chose EMT because I thought it would be kind of cool. Honestly, I didn't know anything about it. And I fell in love with it. I love doing it. It was awesome. I even went back and got my paramedic a year later. And only 3 years after getting my paramedic, I couldn't work anymore. I hurt my back. So I had to come back to school. But after coming back to school, I started teaching the EMT class at LIT. And I love it. So I decided my major should be health. So that way I get my bachelor's in health, go back and get my master's in health education, and be a better teacher. Continue teaching EMS classes, hopefully.
You know, I think both of you guys, Josh and John, have something in common. You both had to experience life before you realize that college can unlock your future. Oh, thank you guys for sharing.
Problem, but I didn't really want to. But, you know, he made me, so I didn't have a choice in the matter.
Okay, I'm sorry, of course. But now we are sharing.
I don't think I want to listen to anybody sharing. I'm just not interested, so I'll see y'all.
You just gonna leave?
Yeah, why would you do that?
He gonna be back.
At the phone.
Show it. So who wants to go next?
Oh, guess since we all sharing stories, I have one next. My stepdad has always been in my life since I was 5. And he was that person that pushed me. He was the person who motivated me to do much better. Even though he saw something in me that I didn't see, I felt like he motivated me to do. Well, he motivated me to be here. He was the person who always pushed me to do doing sports. He was always at my games, showed up on time with his little beer, make sure he had a beer. Although I have a great bond with my dad, my real dad, my stepdad has always been a father figure to me because he shared his love with me and supported me for many years. I knew that he would come running for anything I needed. Anything I asked for, he was always there. I actually lost him 3 weeks ago.
What do you like? So what do you want to be? And like after you graduate?
I want to be a DEA or a case manager. If not, I just want to be in the FBI field. So after I graduated from Lamar University with a major in criminal justice and a minor in sociology, I want to go straight into the police academy and start from there and see where God will lead me to, on the right path.
Sounds like he's making progress.
I know. Thank you, because I'm doing it all for him.
That was a powerful story. Really powerful. When I failed this test, I'm blaming it on you.
Okay, time out. Because nobody's forcing you to stay here.
I should say
That's all we was.
But before you leave, you might as well just tell your story anyway.
Well, what if I tell you? I don't like telling people my story. Okay? I don't like talking to people. I'm very indecisive. I changed my major 2 times, y'all. 2 times.
What do you think? We're gonna laugh at you or something?
No, I know telling your story is hard, but it's better for you to tell someone than keep it to yourself.
How do you think I feel? Walking through the door and everybody attack me. None of us are in a place where we can judge you, where we should judge you. Because we all have our different stories. We all made it here somehow, some way. But I don't think none of us are gonna laugh at you.
Well, I guess you're right. But my goal is to graduate. I just don't know where I want to be. I graduated the top 25% of my class and got automatic CPC at Lamar. I just don't know where I want to be in the future, but I know I'm going to graduate.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about because I started school back in 2012 when I was 18. And I knew I wanted to be a nurse, I knew that. But then I just started getting discouraged by different things. I started failing some tests. I was like, when I came to college, I've never failed class before. So it's like, I failed class and I got discouraged. I was like, I can't do this. I was just telling myself, but I got motivation from my stepdad and my mom and everything. And I changed my major a couple of times because I really didn't know. You go through that through your life because sometimes you just don't know. You're just like, oh, what am I gonna be? Everybody wants you to be something that they want you to be. It's like, well, I don't know right now because you're just kind of confused. But I went through everything. Then after that, I came to the conclusion maybe I should leave Prairie View and become a nurse in general so I can go to the goal to graduate. So I came to Lamar, and it's pretty much been a good time here. So it's okay. So you're gonna have that time when you think, okay, I want to be this, and you're gonna stick with it. Oh, that was loud.
Kind of mad.
Well, welcome
Oh.
back.
Yeah, welcome back, Dr. She can just like, it's right here. But next time, you should keep up with it.
Oh well. And no, sorry.
Well, wait, since you done missed everybody else's story, why don't you listen to Amber's? Because you know she's alive.
Yeah.
There.
Think of yourself.
You didn't listen to mine.
Sit down, man.
Just sit down.
Saying Trey wasn't caring earlier. Guess he's not caring now.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who just admits that?
Okay, excuse him. Go ahead, Amber.
So I wanted everybody to hear my story.
Okay.
So I was raised in an extreme fundamentalist religious cult, mostly homeschool, church school, and women aren't allowed to have a job outside of the home of the church, and secular education is considered evil. So, secular education, that means like any education outside of the church. So if it was accredited, then it was pretty much a sin, and we weren't allowed to. No public school, no like regular universities are like the devil's playground. So yeah, and then I moved up to Chicago to a seminary there. It's called Powell Emerson College, and I graduated there. I worked in the ministry and with inner city Chicago kids. I moved to Mexico for a little while with a missionary family, and I came back and I got married and had a kid, and that's kind of when I kind of started questioning some things because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Duggar family, that 20-something.
Yeah, like crazy.
Yeah, that's the religion that I was in, and they have all these really crazy child-rearing things like blanket training, and you put an infant on a blanket, beat them if they crawl off the blanket so they learn to fear you. It's to train up your child parenting book, and so I had one of these books in my house, and it has like a chapter on how to keep your kid from turning gay, and how to raise your daughter to not know more about sports and politics than men do, and I'm like highlighting all this stuff when I had my first kid, and after he was born, my maternal instinct kind of kicked in and said, this is not really okay, and so I ended up, anyway, but it was an abusive marriage, and I finally just kind of decided to get out of it. One day he brought up pistol home, and that was kind of the last straw.
After Amber told her story and everything that she went through, I was so ecstatic because she did all of that. She went back to school. She did everything possible for her children. And I promise that the other students and I just continued to clap afterwards for her bravery. And at that point was when I realized that we was all connected through our different testimonies, because we all want to graduate. We all want to get our degrees. We all want to accelerate to that finish line. Although I do feel kind of bad, because none of us actually got to study for that big test, and I think we all ended up failing. Luckily, the teacher allowed us to do a makeup test, but I think it's safe to say that I'm no longer allowed in that study group. However, I am glad I learned something from that study group, because today's college students will not give up without a fight.
Trey, stop talking to yourself and get back to work.
Oh, I'm sorry, boss. I just thought the world should know the Lamar student testimonies.
If you say what you wanna say